Puerto Rico broadly benefit from having access to electricity. And it's a point Mr. Epstein has made, that electricity is beneficial to people and to human life. Now, but I want to ask, who, just map this out a little bit, because there's a lot of acronyms here. Who runs the plant that we're talking about today, this coal ash plant? Who runs it?
This is owned by AES. We have a contract with AES, and we purchase the energy from that coal-fired plant, and it feeds into our overall electricity grid. The plant is owned by AES.
Okay, so they own it or they run it? I just want to be clear.
They own the plant.
AES owns the plant. Okay, and then who runs the grid?
Today, Luma runs the grid. Prior to June the 1st, PREPA ran the grid. But Luma has a 15-year operating and maintenance agreement in order to run the grid, in order to maintain the grid, and in order to enhance the grid.
Okay, and then you are here today on behalf of PREPA, and what is your relationship with Luma?
We are the owners of the grid. Luma is an operator of the grid. We need to make sure for the citizens of Puerto Rico that the grid is well maintained and the grid is well operated. So we have oversight responsibilities.
Wonderful. And then PREPA has to get major decisions approved by some other regulators, including FCOB, which is on the fiscal side, and then the energy regulator, PREB. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so here we're trying to map out kind of who's in charge here, all right? And you're here today on behalf of PREPA. So I have a question. Can PREPA unilaterally close this coal ash plant without sign-off?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. Absolutely not. We are subject to the FOMB. We're subject to the PREB. We're subject to Puerto Rican law. So we do not have the authority to shut down the plant. Absolutely not.
So you're saying PREPA would have to go up here, and so that's a bad arrow. Let me just fix that. You would have to go up here, and you would be subject to law. If you decided to close the plant, could you simply direct Luma to shut it down?
We can't shut down the plant. We can't direct Luma to do anything. We have to comply with the law. Okay. And those agencies, I'm sorry.
So no, Mr. Owens, this is very, very helpful. And I want the committee and the American people to understand that. You have kindly come before the committee and you are helping us understand who has responsibility for this coal ash plant. So I just want to make sure I understood what you said. Luma must be part of the decision to close this plant.
Luma must comply with the integrated resource plan, which is approved by the PREB, which is our regulator. Luma cannot do anything on its own. Luma has to comply with the law.
Okay,
Luma's got
so
to
Luma
comply
can't
with the
act
regulator.
alone, but I wanted to ask the reverse question.
Yes.
And one of these entities, including you, decide to shut this plant down without Luma's participation or consent or being part of the process?
Luma's a part of the process because they operate the grid.
So what I'm driving at here, Mr. Owens, is we need Luma to be here because they are part of the conversation. And as you know, we invited Luma to testify because they're part of this conversation. They are part of this process. They agreed to testify. And then at the 11th hour, Luma notified the committee that they would not be attending this hearing. And I just want to make sure the American people know what Luma said. Luma's senior director of government affairs said, quote, Luma just doesn't have a role that is relevant to this hearing on this coal ash plant. But you have just explained to us, I believe correctly, that Luma must be part of this decision-making process. It was Luma's decision to commit to and then to withdraw from being present at this hearing. but it is my decision as chair of this subcommittee whether to pursue additional investigations. Luma may not be here today, but they must answer to the American people. It was a mistake for them not to participate, but I am going to give them ample opportunity to rectify that mistake and to come answer questions that this committee has about the coal ash plant and its effect on the well-being of the people of Puerto Rico.